Good evening and welcome to our Collier Chiropractic pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham along with you. Rivalry week, and that really says it all.
You know, we've been doing this game for a couple of years now, and it's always been usually about the week before Christmas, and it really sets the tone for what these teams can show themselves in the early season, but really catapult themselves as they want to make a little long run into the SVL.
Now you've got a head coach in Dan Snover. He's got his imprint on the program, back for another campaign. Girls are familiar with what he's all about. And he's been around the Western program for a number of years coaching basketball.
He has. You know, he stepped up as the varsity coach a couple years ago when Coach Merritt stepped down, and he was the JV coach, so he's been around these players specifically. And I think the one thing that he is finally going to start having as we start seeing the years to come is a lot of these thoroughbreds. He's going to be able to do a lot more different things, maybe things that he'd like to be able to do, but you have to really adjust your game plan to your personnel. And he's got some studs this year. He's got some shooters. He's got some runners. He's got some soccer standouts. He's got some softball standouts. He's got athletes. And I think the one thing we talked about in years past is the fact that he is so good at managing his pieces, kind of like a chess king. And he just likes to be able to plug things in here and there. And he's got some players to do it this year.
Well, when I talked to him, athletic is the word that first came to his mind, and he said, I've got a little bit of everything, but the girl that I think really kind of stirs the mix is Jacek underneath.
Yeah, she starts things off, you know, she can step out to about 15 to 16 feet, you know, which is great on a pick and pop. And when you have girls on this team that can shoot the three ball, it really stretches that defense up when you have your post player who can also stretch the defense out a little bit, and you can't really leave one or the other, or Jacek can even slip to the basket.
You've got 5 seniors on this team, but you've also got a slew of sophomores that are very talented as well.
Yeah, I think, again, you're looking at it as a coach, you know, the year that you can start bringing these players up and be comfortable with bringing them up. And I think this is the year. And, again, he's got some players in his middle school program and even at the freshman level this year that are going to see substantial opportunity for basketball in the Western program.
Now, on the other hand, you got Bay City Central. You got Todd Thunberg, definitely been through this program for many, many years. A great familiarity with what's going on, but he's having trouble early in the year with the girls understanding and kind of bringing to the table what he's trying to teach, but that'll come.
It will, but you got to remember for the last 4 years he's been blessed with Alexis Smith, who did a lot of stuff, and when you take that player out, you realize how much of an impact she had on the program, scoring, rebounding, all the little things that sometimes get mixed or get lost in translation over 4 years. So this year's group, talented as they are, they really just need to find their footing, I think is probably the right way to say it.
Now, they love to shoot the perimeter ball. They've also got Campbell, who can shoot the perimeter ball but likes to penetrate to the hole as well.
I like Campbell, and I also like Abby Keenan as two players who are going to be key in this game. They know Greer Anderson is a three-point threat. She hit 4 or 5 against Essexville Garber a week ago in what I think was one of their closer games of the season. So they know that she can shoot, but I think the key thing is going to be, you know, stopping Holmes, or if you're a Central fan, you want to get Holmes going. And then let Campbell, let Keenan, they're going to do the dirty work. They're the Dennis Rodmans of the team. They're going to rebound the basketball. They're going to get the offensive boards, the putbacks. And they're also going to have to be assigned to make sure that the Western perimeter game doesn't get off.
I think really T. Holmes, if I had to pick an X factor in tonight's game, if she comes up and scores double digits and makes things happen on both ends of the floor, that certainly increases Central's chance to come away with a W.
It does, and I think for the key for her is to stay within herself. I know a lot of times as a player when you're looked to, or you have been a scorer, whether it's in the middle school or even at the high school level, maybe on the AAU level, sometimes you put a lot of undue pressure on yourself, and it's good and it can be bad. It can work for you, it can work against you. I think that's her key thing, is just staying within herself, allowing the game to come to her, and then letting the rest of the players really fulfill their role.
After the first 2 games, this team was 8 of 47 at the free throw line. They have gotten better since, but boy, that is really something when you look back at a single-digit loss and a 12-point loss the first 2 games of the year. That's one of the first things you got to look at.
Yeah, you do, and you know, it's one of those things where how do you fix it? You know, everyone says, well, yes, they shoot free throws. They don't not shoot free throws. It's kind of like when players miss a layup and people start screaming, oh, yeah, how do you miss a layup? Well, you miss layups, you miss free throws. It's a more mental, I think, as the ball starts rimming out, and you're not seeing it go in, and I think that's one of the key things is get the first couple to drop. And if you are, T. Holmes, maybe get to the basket, get fouled, see your first one go in, and then it really makes a lot, I don't want to say a lot easier, but it does make it easier for you to get the next one.
First of 2 games tonight, Central and Western girls going at it. Should be a great game. That about puts the wrap on our Collier Chiropractic pregame show. Back with all the game action in just a moment on BCTV.
Is your pain holding you back from things you enjoy, like playing with your grandchildren or participating in a sport? At Collier Chiropractic, we specialize in neck pain, back pain, headaches, or sciatica that won't go away. If you've tried chiropractic, you've tried physical therapy, you've gone to your medical doctor with no results, or you take medication and it doesn't even touch your pain, then put this number in your phone, give us a call, see how we're different at Collier Chiropractic Bay City.
Good evening and welcome back to the first of 2 games. Jeff Doe and Jason Newsham, Jim Davenport on the camera tonight. Welcome, Jim, to the crew. Pleasure having you here, and producing and directing as always, Nick Page. This should be fun, Coach.
It's going to be, you can throw out records in rivalry games, but this early in the season, you know what, they just need to get up and go after each other.
As the jump ball goes, it's Jim Davenport, as we will spit it out, get it correct. Starting off here, the Western Warriors with dribble penetration. Now looking to get it back along the baseline again. They're going to feel very confident going down to Jacek down low, and she kisses it for a deuce.
Well, we talked about her in the pregame, and right off the bat, she makes her impact felt right there on the post.
Campbell going back at the other end, slices and dices her way down the paint with a little soft kiss off the glass. We're even at 2.
I think Whitbro thought she was going to have some help there and never came. Keenan with the rebound there, looking to bring it up the floor.
And again, Western showing that pressure. And we're going to have a block foul, and that is going to go against Abby Keenan. And right idea, just slid there a split second too late.
Yeah, I think it started, though, when she got the rebound. And we see this a lot, especially at the high school level, is so many times girls or boys will get the rebound, and they will go east and west, and they don't look going north and south. And all that allows the defense to do is time to get back and then watch your eyes.
Well, and sitting at the free throw line, that would probably be my favorite spot to take my first shot of the game.
Well, Brooke Schwartz, she's a veteran on the varsity here at Bay City Western, only a junior this year, but a capable scorer, but just a capable basketball player. Does a lot of good things for Coach Nover and his staff.
So T. Holmes will be the floor general. Again, quite a lofty goal for a sophomore. Again, she beats the double team and comes back across court. Coach Snover is looking where that first pass looks to go after, as Greer Anderson puts up a shot, and that is off the mark. One and done as the rebound comes down, and the ball will be off of a central leg, probably Keenan's. It'll go back over to Western.
Yeah, good idea. I like the push. She had a little rim run action, got the ball ahead to Whitroad. I thought she could have went up with it, but try to make the extra pass to Jacek on the opposite block.
As they come down inside, very nicely done as Jacek fights for the ball. Very good job by Bay City Central's Kukla. Now at the other end, trying to go to Keenan. The Western girls are getting back in transition and have made a couple of nice steals early on.
Well, Chloe Whitbro, again, being a soccer standout, I believe she signed with Madonna, if I'm not mistaken, but she's not going to stop running. She's used to running on the pitch and being on a basketball court. She's like, this is really short.
Now, you talked about Jacek from that 15, 16 foot range. You just saw there her comfort level.
Well, I think, they're running the flex. We saw that in week 1 with Bay City All Saints running that a lot. And I think that's the one shot that it does allow you if you can step out and shoot it.
Greer Anderson with a wide open look at 3. Can't get that to drop, and one and done again. Western looks like they're going to try the double team trap as often as they can get it here in the first quarter.
They do, and I tell you, the one thing that you're going to notice too about Bay City Western is we've seen a couple different players. Whitbroat, we've seen Schwartz now, we've seen Brianna David with rebounds and the capabilities of bringing it up the floor.
As T. Holmes felt a little bit of pressure, hoped for contact as she put that shot up, but it went off of the Western Warrior ladies, and it went off of Schwartz, and it will go back over to Central.
Let's see what Western's going to defend this coming out. Looking like maybe staying a little bit of man.
as they are. And up top, Campbell with the 3 ball, and that's off the mark, but a nice look early on for Campbell at the top of the key.
Schwartz bringing it up the floor. Nice rebound by Yachak there. Slocum for 3.
That's a 3-piece of iron and out.
She did everything right on the 3 except drop it.
Cannon back to Campbell, and she's going to finish at the hole. Couldn't quite get it. She was kind of stuck going up to the middle or trying to come from the left-hand side and put that thing off of the iron, and it's again one and done. Central not getting anything off the offensive glass.
So here we got the flex, so we got some switches now. So when they start switching, it does allow for mismatches.
And again, another nice job at T. Holmes. Great job bodying up, getting that rebound, and she brings it down in transition for the Central Lady Wolves. Perfect look underneath. Kukla was surprised how wide open she was and put it up a little strong.
Turned around and didn't realize nobody was there, but again, doesn't give up on the play, so she makes something good out of nothing.
So Tiana Holmes comes up with a 3 ball of her own. That's off the mark. These girls are launching and going back on defense. They're worried about transition and not following the shot early.
They are, but that's one thing. They're not turning it over. They are getting shots, and they're not getting terrible shots on their attempts right now. So on the flex, so if they're going to start switching everything, you're going to find the mismatch opportunities. You're going to try to find, cuts because everyone's worried about where they're at versus where they're going when you're staying in your man position.
So Keenan again with a nice job on the glass, and she tips the ball back to T. Holmes. And Keenan, another very capable 3-point shooter. Campbell deep on the wing. Down to Keenan on the baseline. And we're going to have a travel first. She bounced, and a good defense by the Lady Warriors from Western.
First subs coming in, Leah Morse for the Wolves, as well as number 20. I lost her number. There she is, 34. McKenna Sunblad. Warriors also counter with a couple of new players.
Ava Schmidt, number 40, comes in, and she replaces Jacek here at the midway point of our first quarter. 3:33 and counting left in the first. As again, Western showing patience on offense, and they're really forcing Central to use a lot of energy at the defensive end of the floor. Campbell with a near steal, couldn't quite get there in time. Wide open 3 ball off the mark. Look at T. Holmes going up, wanted that ball and got it.
I think Slocum was a little too wide open. She was actually open probably a second before the pass.
There's T. Holmes with a coast off the glass for the deuce.
Oh, got away, I thought, with a little travel there. Another inside shot not going down for the Warriors. They're going to look back at this first quarter. They're going to see a lot of misses right at the rim.
And going the other way. That's all right. Nobody there. It was a good no call. Little minor contact, but no advantage either way. So play on. Try to get back into the offensive swing here. 2:40 and counting left in the first. Schmidt gets that ball back up top. Schwartz sends it around the wing. As again, Western shot selection in this first quarter has been incredible. They just have not had the ability to consistently finish. There's another good-looking 3 ball, and that one Slocum couldn't get, and fighting for multiple offensive rebounds. The ball tipped away and finally comes down to T. Holmes.
Yeah, they got a lot of opportunities. Probably, again, they're going to look back, and they're not going to be upset with the shots they're getting, even the threes last. You don't want to leave Slocum open much longer because once she does start hitting a couple and seeing one go through, things change.
Nice defense that time by T. Holmes. Just put her hands up straight, and that is the verticality that you're looking for defensively.
Yeah, Charlotte Fernier there with the foul. I think that was a frustration foul. First off, it's 94 feet from the basket. Number 2 is after a play where you had it knocked away, and all of a sudden, you go counter the bad decision with the worst decision.
So again, more subs as Keenan comes out. Serenity Vychinski or Vychinski or
Serenity W.
She has got a few, and her dad for quite a few years. Jeff was an official, but now 2 kids playing basketball, and Dad says, I want to be a spectator. So
amen.
He at least put that on hold for the time. We hope to get him back in the ranks here in the next 3 years. What a great move to the hole again. Great look and unable to finish.
Well, Schwartz, again, you got some players on this Western Warrior team that you really got to make sure you keep them off the scoring column, because the longer you do, maybe the more you frustrate them a little bit. As number 31, Haley Fallstick will enter the game. She will replace Schwartz with 1:17 left in quarter number 1, 6-4 in favor of the Warriors.
Now out of bounds for Bay City Central, as Ren W. inbounds the ball. It was tipped away on the inbound, and probably a good foul there, because that was a breakaway layup.
It was a good foul. Now, I was wondering if he was going to call it or let her go in for at least for the two-point layup opportunity there, but good call, right call. Definitely bumped, definitely contact.
Alea Morse, and she is the high-energy off-the-bench player for Bay City Central. She loves to play defense. Technique is good. She slides her feet. As soon as I say that, there's a quick blow by to the hole. There's a two-pointer, though, as that foot was on the line. 18 foot for the basket. Morse with the rebound and bringing it up into the front court.
I don't think right now Coach Thunberg could have drawn the first quarter up any better than this. Keeping it close, getting the girls some confidence. Got Holmes the basket, got Campbell the basket. Still hasn't seen Greer Anderson knock down her traditional three-point shot. So a lot of good things are working for his favor right now. But the lower the score is, the better chances that they're going to have later.
And again, I don't really think either team can fault their shot selection in the first quarter. I just think nerves are playing a little part in not being able to finish early.
They're not seeing a lot of turnovers. And I think when you look at it, that's the thing that you expect. You expect maybe some off-the-ball turnovers that maybe lead to some easy baskets, but they're getting shot attempts, but both teams are limiting them to one shot.
So T. Holmes with a great stroke. I think she is, I'll say it after the free throw's done. I'll finish that point. She's as proficient from the line as any girl from Bay City Central.
Well, they're 2 for 2 from the free throw line right now, so batting 100% from the spot that has struggled with them.
And again, you hear flex. That means unless they get a layup, they're probably going to look for the last shot of the first quarter here. They're inside 30 seconds.
And you can, because you got opportunity where you're continually running people off the screens, making the defense shift, go side to side. You want ball touches on both sides of the floor, and they definitely are getting that. Are a lot of right-handed, strong right for both of the teams. They both like that right side of the floor.
So the defensive stance for T. Holmes. Now they're going to have to get into the offensive set, down to 5 seconds left. And Campbell with a nice job of getting it away. That's the end of our first quarter. Just as we started, all knotted up at 6. Back in a moment for the second quarter on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here at Bay City Central as we're ready to start the second quarter. There's a dynamic duo at the table. Gib Garcia, and in the middle, Eric Debo. And the two of them are proficient every single varsity home game, boys or girls. They avail themselves. They do an impeccable job. And Eric kind of doubles and dabbles with the music during the timeouts and stuff, too. So, there's a good chance we're going to recognize the music. He loves classic rock.
I hope so, because some of these venues we go to, I worry about what we're listening to. I wonder how it even gets past the athletic director.
Yep.
But she's probably tuned it out. She probably doesn't even hear anything anymore.
Exactly right. As the ball is going to be inbounded, as the ball goes into Morse, and she's able to gobble it up and come back into the front court. Another multi-sport athlete. Also runs track for Bay City Central. T. Holmes with a little fall away. She's feeling it, and people went, whoa, not a great shot. That's within her realm.
Yeah, she doesn't shoot traditional. She can, but she doesn't always have to. She's not going to be a set shot shooter. Ooh, as Yachak goes down hard on the flex cut. Western counters with the starting 5 back here to start quarter number 2.
Wide open look at 3. Central's lead is short-lived.
Well, I think Slocum just turned around and breathed a big sigh of relief. she's had 4 of those in the first quarter that didn't drop, as Morris comes back and says, hey, I got a floater for you, Coach Doan.
How about that from 12 feet? That's a tough shot. That's one of those tweeners, and she really looked confident as she drained the deuce.
It's going to be interesting. You know, you got to be paying attention when they get the flex going here, and Slocum will go down. Can't leave her open. There's not a good angle by David there on the pass. Whitroad out there. Yeah, got the hand in the cookie jar. It's going to be Serenity's first foul, team number 4 for the Wolves, as the sharpshooter Greer Anderson re-enters the game.
Now, with that defense, love the way that defense is taught. You come with the free arm over the front so that you're going to knock the ball away without causing contact.
It is, but, you know, again, we're talking on the angle. You're going to look back, and that angle of the pass needed to be a little bit different, and I think you would have saw a whole different ball game as Whitroad uses her speed to get to the basket.
Just gets to the hole, collects herself really nice, and goes up strong and confident.
Well, she's also from big-time basketball pedigree, as Dad Mark was one of the top boys basketball players in Bay City Western history. Also was a state holder for many years until a guy from Frankenmuth named Brad Redford shattered it, but I believe he hit 88 straight free throws at one point during his high school career.
And is a close to 90% high school free throw shooter, too, which is incredible.
Well, we talked about in the first half, and that's a turnover right there. And Schwartz coming back down, trying to make something happen.
As the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to go back over to Bay City Central, down 11-10 with 6:02 left in the half.
Well, at that time, Tiriana was going to the basket, got a couple of hands in there. I think the key for her to go down the lane is going to be spacing for the rest of her girls. If they space and keep those defensive players near her, she's going to have a lot more wide open lane opportunities.
And there's another turnover and a near turnover back as Campbell tried to get her hands on the ball, and we're going to have a travel beforehand, so that shot will not count. And
it's just, you caught it between steps, and it's not an easy catch to make in the first place. And
plus, you can't get that second and a half or third step in before you put the orange on the floor.
That's right. That's right.
So here comes Bay City Central back into the offensive set.
Looks like Slocum's going to be monitoring where Greer Anderson is.
As that ball is going to be saved. Campbell comes up and very, very comfortable around the hole with a strong finish.
I tell you what, give the assist to Brianna David for Western. That was you never throw the ball back underneath. Never throw the ball back underneath the opposing player's basket.
Slocum, before she buries the 3, double dribble.
Yeah.
So the ball goes over on the side. And Central with a 1-point lead and 5:27 left in our first half of play.
Little man-to-man, girl-to-girl, woman-to-woman action here by the Bay City Western Warriors. They kind of were showing some trap earlier. As Keenan says, I'm just going to go up with this. I worked hard enough to get here, and this has got to go up.
Well, ball started to slip away, and she had to do something with it. Now, why not just toss it up to the basket and see what happens? Another wide open 3 ball off the mark. Greer Anderson says, this one falls into my lap out 15 feet from the basket.
That's the issue right there. You've got to be able to get in a situation where you recognize where the other girls are at in terms of the help side defense and keep that ball a little bit lower, and you're going to have to shift a little bit quicker. And that's one of the things Tiriana right now, she's kind of crossing over almost above her waist, which just is too easy for a guard to be able to slap her hand in there and get her hand on the ball.
Well, and when she's dribble penetrating, as you talked about earlier, you've got to have spacing so that there is an opportunity for her to get down the lane before help defense gets there. Holmes with a 3 ball that comes up a little bit short. Again, one and done as the rebound comes down to Jacek. Into the front court very quickly. Jacek thought about burping that up from 20 and said, I can have that shot at any time. I'm going to run the offense for a few first.
I bet my dad would be all right with that.
Oh, yes. What a nice slice to the hole and the finish for number 11, Whitbro.
Yeah, she's just really shifty right there. She's got a good first step, and again, she's strong. That's the other aspect of her game that really shows off in this situation where she's strong. She's a strong kid.
Greer Anderson thought about that shot. Campbell's going to try and dribble penetrate again. That help defense is coming in a hurry. Now she goes strong to the hole. She's going to have the double dribble.
Well, I think they're going to have a conference here, and I believe that the ball was knocked out on the initial. Now, can you call this an inadvertent whistle, or you're playing on?
And again, as an official, and you know from your time doing it, you are not going to change that call unless you are 200% certain that you are right. If there is any question or doubt in your mind, you might discuss it for a second and decide to go the other way, which is what they did.
Well, we see it on Sundays. If it's not confirmed, if it's not conclusive, you can't change it.
Jacek from 18 gets 4 pieces of the iron. Cannot get him. A little frustration foul, too, by Planbeck.
Yeah, she was in not in good position. That's one of those that you want to go straight up, and if you don't, the ball doesn't take a weird carom, you just let that one go. But she didn't. She tried to go up over, and it just doesn't work. Good box out. Good positioning. 3
team fouls for each team, though. It's incredible that the officials have done a great job of just letting these ladies play in the first half and let the chips fall. There was an inadvised pass going the other way. T. Holmes does just there enough to cause some problems, and now we're going to have a foul. And probably a good foul. There was going to be an easy putback on that.
Well, I think both ways. I think
Sunglass.
The first one, you had Holmes, who kind of rode with her a little bit, and a lot of times players will try and block the shot. She was able to knock herself or take herself out of the equation. However, even when she took herself out, just enough to throw Schwartz her layup opportunity off.
Boy, and she's got another nice stroke at the free throw line, Barry in the first.
Yeah, that gives the lead 14-12 in favor of the Warriors, as Jacek will take a seat, as Faith Hare will enter the game.
Like the rotation of both teams here in the first half, too, Jay. They're playing a lot of people trying to keep them fresh.
Well, I think you got a couple things. You know, you want to keep fresh. You know, the second half is where your bread and butter is. And again, if you're Central right now, you're down 3. You're playing well. You're limiting a lot of the open looks to one shot, and that's it for the Warriors. So, you know, if you can keep an Anderson fresh, if you can keep a Keenan fresh for the second half, keep Holmes fresh for the second half, you're going to give yourself a better opportunity. And they really got to quit driving into the double to the help defense. That's Faith Hare with the steal there.
And we've got Central with their own double team in the back, but yeah, Coach Snover really has put that disguise the double team, and when it comes, Central has got to be aware of how to work their way out of it.
They're playing a real good gap help, and you know, you have to when you've got penetrators, and that's what's happening is they're trying to penetrate when you got gap help. As you can see, Hare get travel before the hit in the face.
Yep, the shuffle of the Tootsies came before the nose contact. So we're going to have Holmes bring the ball up the floor as we're fast approaching 3 minutes left in our first quarter of play. It's Western 15, Central 12, and a great first half of basketball.
Well, it's been pretty much nonstop. A couple of fouls, like you said. Now we've got 8 fouls on both squads, and Campbell will get a chance to go cut into this deficit here.
I think Chloe Whitbroat gets the foul.
That's her first.
And again, Coach Snover is saying what they have told these girls all year long, and what all people here: arms straight up, have that verticality.
Yeah, you know, we talk about it. We can, and coaches can talk about it. But when you're out there, your mind's not thinking, "Oh, I need to go vertical." Your mind's thinking, block shot, contest, and sometimes that contest leads your arms down a little bit.
So Campbell misses both at the free throw line, and Western comes with possession with 2:50 left in the first half, +3.
Nice cut by Schwartz.
Again, entry pass was perfect where it needed to be. Nothing there, the patience.
Nice help. Good kick. That was good all around as Schwartz hits the 3, and Holmes had to make a decision. Does she want to slide down and try and take the drive away, or is she going to give up Schwartz? And right we say that, Coach Thunberg says timeout.
We'll take a break and be back in a moment. It's 18-12, Western over Central. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Thinking about high-quality education with highly qualified teachers and a wide variety of quality programs? Look no further than Bay City Public Schools.
There's wonderful teachers, wonderful educators, administrators. It's a great place to go to school.
We include everybody, and we have a very diverse student base.
At Bay City Public Schools, the teachers are truly there to see the students succeed.
Bay City Public Schools, exceptional opportunities for all. Call us to enroll today, 989-686-9700.
this is big back here on BCTV. The Brain Trust from both schools. To our right, we've got Judy Cox, the principal at Western, talking to Tim Marciniak, the principal at Central. Then we got Jen Thunberg, the athletic director and assistant principal at Central, talking to the assistant principal and athletic director at Western, Michael Thayer. So they got all the big guns out tonight.
They do, and I tell you what, that's the dean of athletic directors right now over in the Saginaw Valley League.
Well, Mr. Thayer is, after the first semester, going to hit the retirement mode.
Hit the retirement button?
He said he's got other opportunities. Abby Keenan with a real nice look from three. Just got that Tootsie behind the line. Great quick release.
Good counter to the Schwartz three. Cuts the lead back to 3 for the Wolves.
As they slide the ball around again. And Western's not going to get out of their flex offense anytime soon, as they're going to show patience. Look at the ball rotation. Beautiful look. Tickling the twine on the trifecta for Schwartz.
All started with the dribble penetration on the baseline and the quick, non-selfish basketball. Non-selfish basketball of the Warriors.
And a reach in, and some of the people on the bench don't like it, but I'm going to tell you what, that was a perfect call. He was in great position to make the call. Got arm and got the call.
Yeah, we have our headset on, and sometimes you can still hear a little bit of the skin-on-skin action. So that's going to be Schwartz, and she's or not Schwartz, but Slocum's first foul.
Well, and also we're in a situation where Central's having trouble with the inbound. Why not just line it up for a three? It's off the mark, and I think Campbell's not going to get to the corner in time, but I think she did a good enough job of boxing out the Western players trying to get to the corner, and that ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, Planback was making a beeline out there and just ran out of real estate, ended up on the purple, and unfortunately that's out of bounds.
Yep, you can't do the purple. Now, if this was the Canadian Basketball League. So now Campbell is pulling up for a little 12-footer, can't get it to drop. Abby Keenan is going to be fouled on the play, and Chloe Whitbrodt is still not going to be going to the free throw line because it's only the team foul number 6.
Yeah, but I believe it's going to be number 2 on Whitbrodt, which be surprised if Coach Snover doesn't get, as his coaches are trying to signal to him right now that she's got 2. You want to get her out. You don't want her to pick up a cheap third one here. And, of course, if you're Central and you know that she's got 2.
Now, that's a great look off the inbound again, and you'll take that shot all night long. Absolutely. From Campbell. Snover's going to take a timeout. I believe he's going to get Whitbrodt out of the game. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on BCTV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham. Jim Davenport, welcome to our crew once again, doing the camera work tonight. Nick Page producing and directing. 2 of the absolute best that we're looking at right now. PA announcer for almost 3 decades here at Bay City Central, Mike Vincent, and the Golden Tablet from M Live, Lee Thompson, and a great Bay City Handy graduate, and boy, his passion for high school sports is unmatched.
No, and this area is very fortunate to have somebody like Lee T Sports on their side. All of our athletes are lucky, and if you're lucky enough to attend a youth football league at the South End or a Bay City Central football game, you've been synonymous with the name Michael Vincent for years.
Well, even if you live within 3/4 of a mile of the football stadium, you know Michael Vincent. What a great play. And again, great awareness where you're at to finish that shot with a kiss off the glass.
Well, we've had some more scoring here in quarter number 2, but we've also seen a lot better action all across the board, but both sides.
And again, Campbell wasn't certain whether she could dribble that ball, but it was tipped away, so Greer Anderson with that pass to T. Holmes. She's going to go strong to the hole. She's going to kick it out, and that ball goes out. Kind of surprised. T normally looks to finish when she gets that close to the basket.
She also knows that it would be nice to get Anderson a couple of looks and maybe even get one to drop here before halftime. So, unselfish by all accounts.
17.1 ticks left. Keenan says, I got a wide open look, and that ball just comes up a little bit short. And with 11.6 left in the first half with an 8-point lead, Western looks like they may get the final possession here in the first half.
Anderson coming back out, just getting subbed out quite a bit. Not sure if it's just maybe sick, maybe just want to keep her fresh so that she's ready for half number 2. 11 seconds left in counting.
Well, and you're bringing in a defensive specialist to replace her, so you're not going to give up anything easy, and a 22-footer is certainly the shot that if you're going to give one up, you do. And at the end of our first half of play, the Western Warriors 23 and the Central Wolves 15. Back in a moment, and we will recap the first half. We'll set the stage for the second half right here on Bay County TV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back at our Frank's Great Outdoor halftime show, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham along with you. Feeling out process through the first quarter, tied at 6, but the offense started rolling a little better in the second.
Yeah, I mean, we saw 26 combined points there in the second quarter alone. 17 for Bay City Western, 9 for the Bay City Central Wolves. But again, I think you go back to that first quarter, there were so many good things that both teams did. They just couldn't capitalize on the scoreboard. But again, if you're looking for a positive, if you're Coach Thunberg, is you're limiting Western to one shot and out. They were doing a great job rebounding, had 11 rebounds in that first quarter alone. So when you're able to rebound the basketball, limit them to one shot, again, it's going to give you some opportunity. But putting the ball in the basket is going to be the key thing.
Shot selection, neither team probably could argue with what the looks that they got in the first half.
No, I don't disagree. I think you look at your shot chart, whether it's at halftime or maybe after the game with your staff, you're going to be very happy.
Looking to finish, as Western looks like it gave Central a little bit of trouble with the help defense and the double teams, and Central's got to adjust to that.
Well, when you have gap help, and they're pretty well tuned in with the slashers for Bay City Central, so you're just going to either have to hit the hole a little bit quicker or get that ball out a little bit lower. One of those two things is going to have to happen. But when you're dribbling it high and you got that gap help, and all of a sudden you're just putting the ball out in front of it, makes it too easy. At least they're not always getting steals, but just slapping it out of the hand or maybe go off your knee, putting you out of rhythm, and that really changes the way that you can finish at the basket.
Really, your third option there, too, is to recognize where that help defense is coming from, realizing their man's got to be wide open on the wing for a good look.
And I think you look back at the last possession when Holmes went to the basket and tried to kick it out to Anderson. I think that was twofold. I think, one, Holmes realized a couple of times that she was basically running up against 3 players, so somebody would be open, and really trying to get Anderson an opportunity to get one down, because we know she can heat up quick, and as a teammate you want to see that, because if she starts hitting them and Keenan can hit another one and Campbell keeps doing what she's doing, slashing to the basket, and Holmes can do what she does, it gives you 4 legitimate options out there, and I think really they're going to need all 4 options in the second half if they're going to mount something here.
A+ for the officials in the first half. Let the girls play. Pick up what you need to pick up. It's a Saginaw Valley League game. It's a rivalry game. I think they did a great job of figuring out what to call and what to let go.
Yeah, I think you've got you look at it in a couple of ways. As a coach, there was better flow. Sometimes as an official, you get into a rivalry game and you maybe talk a little bit, almost overthink the game, and you end up calling a lot of chintzy ones. And when you do that, it really throws the rhythm of everybody off, including the officials. So I think them allowing themselves to get into a rhythm and allowing the game to have a good flow. We didn't have one break in the first quarter, minus a couple of free throws there. So, just from a team standpoint, that really helps them. But it also tires them out a little bit more, too.
Well, both teams did a great job of substituting in the first half. See what dividends that pays down the stretch. That about puts the wraps on our halftime show, sponsored by Frank's Great Outdoors. Back with all the second half action in just a moment on Bay County TV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back ready to roll with our second half. Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham, glad to have you along. Jim Fortakis, our referee for the first game tonight, will inbound the ball. The Western Warriors up 8 points with the first offensive possession of the third quarter.
We'll see what kind of adjustments get made as they've been running a lot of the flex here in the first half. A little variation right now, trying to get a little pick action. It's nice when you have, again, somebody like Jacek who can stretch the defense out a little bit.
Well, and I like the fact that they have learned great patience with the flex. You don't force the flex.
No.
As they may have forced one to the hole there, but got a foul to get to the free throw line for a pair.
Yeah, Whitbrook definitely showed her prowess in the first half, driving to the basket, getting to the basket. Did a nice job there, got to the basket, going left that time. Normally we've seen her in the first half going right, as in right by the central defender. Just like her dad.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, the first half and the first free throw of the second half, the Western Warriors from the free throw line have been scintillating.
Well,
and nothing changes on the second, offering a bend to the knees, flick of the wrist. All Cotton on the delivery. T. Holmes comes. Central's in a place right now where they're going to have to work to get back in this game, down 10 points. It's 5-on-3 right now for a minute until Central gets back on defense. Going inside to Jacek. Nice job with a little help defense by T. Holmes. They force it back out around the perimeter, and they're going to reset the show.
Yeah, I thought Schwartz right there, she got hot there at the end of the first half. Led the all scorers with 12 points in the first half. Got hot from the outside, was still able to get the ball to the basket a couple of times. Ooh.
It's never stopped her dribble.
Nope.
It looked funny, but it was no turnover. Good job by the officials. Just recognizing what was there. Looked funny, but nothing wrong.
Little guard-to-guard switch. As Schwartz says, well, if I can't get any closer, I may as well pop it from 30.
Well, I'm going to tell you, two great rebound by Jacek, but the ball got knocked away. As Campbell could have had an opportunity after that slipped through her hands. I don't think she realized that it was that close to her.
Two bouncer right there. She had, I thought, plenty of time to get to it, but you know, you try to adjust, figure out the velocity of the speed of the ball, and, you know, it's just like math class. thought the ball was out of bounds.
6:25 and counting left in the third. Again, another wide open look for Western from three, and Whitbrook really starting to tune it in.
Yeah, I really like the Western bench, too, all standing up in unison, putting their hands up in the air. You know, as a teammate and as the girl who just made the basket, there's nothing greater than seeing that.
Shot going up again, just a little bit strong. Campbell goes down to Keenan, back to Campbell. Wide open for a three ball. That's off the mark. Fight for the loose ball. Nice job as both Whitbrook and Greer Anderson fight for that loose ball off the alternate possession. It's going to go back over to Bay City Central.
Well, I think this is a crucial offensive possession. Down 13 here quick in the second half as Western comes out with 5 quick points in the first 2 minutes and needs something good, at least a good look at the basket, get some confidence.
Anderson slides back. Boy, she got the look she was looking for, just off the mark. Campbell is double teamed and she tries to force the ball back out, and nobody from Central there, just a bunch of brown jerseys. There's Whitbrook at the other end again. She had a really good look. Jacek going up strong. Can't get it. Keenan with a great backside rebound, and she comes down in transition as Greer Anderson catches up to the ball deep on the baseline. Keenan with a nice, strong finish to the hole, rattling it home for the Dukes.
Got away from a little toe action there. She looked like she may have got tripped up. Slocum on the other side says, let me see what I can do.
Whitbrook with another nice kiss off the glass. Can't get that offensive rebound opportunity to go. Central down 11 with possession.
That was a much better right there, keeping the ball low on the opportunity for Holmes. A lot of tired bodies out there for Central right now. I wouldn't expect to see this early. That should be a charge right there.
Nice job as Keenan anticipated where she needed to be. Got there. Now, the offensive players got that one step to make an adjustment, but when you've got your mind made up, you're going to finish at the hole. Nice job by Keenan to get there defensively.
Yeah, I think you're seeing some subs right now just to try to get some fresh bodies out there. A couple of times coming back down the floor, it looked a little slow. It's tough when you call it a fast break when you're going in backwards.
So Keenan to Morris. Morris brings it up into the front court. And again, track athlete too. You can tell she loves to get up and down the floor.
And number 10, Emma Van Warmer, getting her first action here. As Slocum is going to get hit with hand in the cookie jar. You reach across, there's a good chance you slap down. That referee is going to call that 99% of the time because of the forceful action that you pushed in the downward motion.
Listen to you and your explanation there, Coach.
I watch IBM, you make the call.
Very impressive. There's what you're looking for after the miss, to go after your rebound. Nearly had a second one quickly at the other end of the floor. Down ahead of the break and kissing it off the glass.
She said that was much easier than cross country.
Yes. She said, all I got to do is run 94 feet and finish.
She was looking for some terrain there, but did not find any on her way to the basket.
Smooth terrain. And again, here comes another opportunity to finish quickly at the other end of the floor. I think Coach Thunberg needs a timeout.
Yeah.
He'll call one as well. He must be tuned into Bay County TV. It's 32-17. It's Western by 15. Back in a moment on BCTV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham. Coach, what are you thinking?
Well, if you're Western right now, you know Holmes is out, Campbell's out, Anderson is out. You've got a couple of rookie ball handlers that have just got in the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see if Coach Nover comes out with a little bit of pressure right now after the made layup by David, and try to maybe even get a couple of steals just to, while the main scorers are on the bench for Central, try to get something. May not be a full court, but you look for some trapping action. Look for them to try and get a couple of turnovers, maybe add some token full court. We'll see how if Coach Nover's tuned in with Bay County TV.
Well, it's a chess match. And
a little diamond right now, a little half-court diamond. Here we go.
Little half-court Al McGuire.
Yeah.
The diamond in one.
And they're forcing a lot of these ball handlers to their left, and that's going to be a push.
Yep.
Just a little bit. You know, she saw it, she read it, not happy with it, but
right call.
Right call, correct call. I think they wanted to keep Morris on the left side of the floor. I don't think they wanted her to go back to the right. That's going to be something you're going to watch here as they, if they stay with the diamond.
David with the first foul. At the other end, too, good help defense again caused another Central turnover.
Sometimes you're just better off to move the ball through the air than try to dribble it through.
Ball up in the air, and Ren Wacinski.
Just
Wacinski, you know, I got to talk to Dad and see exactly how he wants us to say it.
Back to man-to-man defense. Again, gap pressure. Schwartz with the hand in the passing lane.
You know she's going to finish.
You got to quit saying that. These poor kids.
I didn't say she was going to make it. She was just going to finish.
She needed to finish. Where are they going to give that one to?
I think they're probably going to get Keenan.
I thought she had the position. As they're going to bring Holmes and Campbell back in.
And that's another one of those 50-50 balls. He had the angle, and he thought that was where the contact was created. So it's a game of angles.
Yeah, that's all. We're making no calls from up here tonight as timeout going to be called, a full timeout by Coach Nover and the Bay City Western Warrior girls team.
As they're up 15 with 3:11 left in the third, back in a moment on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on BCTV as we are at the 3:11 mark of our third quarter of play. Western by 15. I think that this basket, Coach Snover says, I want to take some time off the clock. I want a backdoor cut for a layup, and I don't want to settle for something less.
Well, you got them spread out. We're going to run a little back screen just so Schwartz can say, hey, let me go this direction. And that is a great set. I see that by Brenda Fries from the University of Maryland's women's team. Does that when they have a point guard that can do exactly what Schwartz just did, and they clear out the backside, and she says, let me go. Focus on the defense. Everybody's turns are focused onto the screen, and all that is the decoy.
Well, and this is probably the most offensive or important offensive possession of the game. And as we look at that, Brooke Schwartz thought that she had Rawlings imprinted on her hand.
I'm going to go with Schwartz on this one. He was definitive in his call. He blew the whistle. He saw a slap of the wrist there, slap of the hand.
And opportunity for T. Holmes to stroke a couple at the free throw line.
Yeah, see it go through. Because right now that's going to be 11-3 here in the third quarter in favor of Bay City Western. As Keenan will come back on with those 3 fouls. She's taking a charge. Doesn't have a problem getting on the floor.
Nope, she is a seasoned varsity player. T. Holmes with a couple of twine ticklers.
Well, it's 4 for 6 for the game for Bay City Central, so they're up to 67%.
As that ball goes out of bounds, a little miscommunication as they toss that ball to the wing, and looked like number 40. It looked like Jacek for a minute, but Schmidt wasn't quite ready for it.
No.
So here comes Central again. They've got it back within 15, and they got to have offense. As Ren Wachinski can't get her shot to drop 2 as it's partially blocked. Fighting back on the other end, too. Again, extra pass, wide open shot.
Ooh.
And could have been a Tootsie shuffle there.
Shuffle.
As trying to come down the floor, and Campbell a little bit limp, and coming up as T. Holmes put up a shot from 15 on the baseline, couldn't get it to drop.
David almost stepped on the yellow, which also is out of bounds here in the Bay City Central Gymnasium.
So I think right in front of Coach Snover right now, they're saying, let's wait until we get that right cut. And boy, another great look to the basket that time by Whitbrook. Just couldn't get the shot to go down. As Whitbrook was just kind of trying to ride her towards the baseline, but very nice job.
Saw that in the first half with Holmes, where she led up at the last second and threw off the layup opportunity by Schwartz. That time Whitbrook stayed with and that's just a foul. You can't displace somebody when they're going up for a layup. I know your hands are straight up. That's what they argue.
Yep.
Our hands are straight up. Well, you can't keep hitting them with the body. It doesn't work that way.
If your hands are straight up, but you've never established legal guarding position, it doesn't matter that you have verticality.
Amen.
So again, substitutes for both teams.
Whitbrook will take a seat for the last minute 46 with her third foul.
As Jacek comes back into the ball game, along with Bree David. No, lane violation, and boy, you just can't give those freebies up.
No, you're sitting here in a 14-point game. You're still not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. You're still getting decent looks, but you got to get some stops here on the defensive end and got to quit giving up these easy opportunities for Western. Not saying they're makes, but they're easy opportunities.
And you're going to expend a whole lot of energy defensively trying to fight every possession to give yourself an opportunity to come back on the offensive end. And again, another nice opportunity, but the loose ball out front and the loose change is picked up by the Western Warriors. Underneath the Jacek, and how about Campbell coming from the backside to slap that away?
Well, I'm going to go with the first pass, bad angle. Thankfully, Jacek's got strong hands, where she was able to wrestle that ball away from Keenan. Keenan was in good position only because of where the pass was made from. Not just, take one more pass over or even take a couple of dribbles over and create a better passing angle.
Gotta have the angles. Shot goes up a little bit strong, and she turned around and looked like, boy, I may have gotten touched there. I didn't see anything. Play on. As Greer Anderson in the corner gets it back. Nice look from 19 feet.
Yeah, 19-9.
Right, had the full foot on the line, so it's a big deuce for Central, back to within 14. last minute of play in the third.
I'm going to say we should be at 34-22. That should have dropped into 12 as a nice take by David, who's still going to try and go up with it. Side of the backboard. It's not out of bounds unless it hit the stanchion. I didn't see it hit the stanchion. You can hit the side of the backboard.
Correct.
I think that's what Coach Snover was saying. We practice that. We shoot off the side of the backboard.
Yeah, we want to get the angle to get the rebound. So, and those are kind of things that you're going to utilize in your post-game conversation. As T. Holmes gets the ball, Greer Anderson does a nice job. Was trying to take off for the basket before she had the orange in possession.
Well, big possession here for the Wolves, as we've said many times.
Great penetration and dish. As T. Holmes is going to send it back up top as Campbell's going to dribble penetrate. There's the look Greer Anderson was looking for. Couldn't get it to drop, but absolutely well done offense. 5 seconds left. One opportunity left here at the end of the third quarter of play. It's 34-22. It's Western by 12. Back in a moment for the Final 8 on BCTV.
Come see the difference at Collier Chiropractic. We are a family-owned local business located in Bay City that offers innovative treatment and care for our patients. If you're in pain, stressed out, and you don't have time for that, taking care of your pain safely and naturally is what we do best. At Collier Chiropractic, we have an award-winning chiropractic and massage therapy team. We believe in delivering the best care and service to every patient. We offer same-day appointments, evenings, and Saturday morning appointments. If you've tried other chiropractic care, physical therapy, or even medication with no results, visit Collier Chiropractic.
Back here on Bay County TV, ready to go for the final 8 minutes of regulation. Western plus 12 points through 3 quarters with the first offensive possession here in the fourth.
Well, you know, they scored quick here in the third quarter, got 11 points total, but Central did a nice job the last couple of possessions where they were able to keep them at that 11 points and cut into the lead a little bit. So a manageable 12-point deficit right now.
And again, I think Western is in a position where they can take all the time they need and kind of a little forced shot, and I don't really know if Coach Stover looks for that when you're up 12. If you don't have a sure thing, I think you pull it back out and you keep running your offense. Anderson for Bay City Central. Tries to send that ball down to Campbell. We're going to have offense.
Coach Thunberg says, no, Jay Anderson, Andrzejewski, no.
Well, and I really think the defense was well situated there. I could not see who instituted the first contact, but he's in perfect position to make that call, and he did it with authority.
Western coming back into their traditional flex again right there. That's a shot Yachak can make. As a little miscommunication, too many people going down into the...
As Anderson goes down, and she's going to take a minute to gather herself as she fell awkwardly. I thought she was, that right arm came down kind of funny, as she's going to shake it off. And Central will go back on offense with a chance to make it 10 or less.
A little conference out there. I think he thought Greer was out of bounds when she made contact with it. I think that's why he thought he might have been Western ball. And, you know, you want to make sure there was nothing malicious there. It was a hard contact, hard fall. You want to make sure everyone's safe.
2 girls going for the loose change.
Yeah, you got to play aggressive. Now's not the time to slow down.
Anderson back to Holmes. Holmes with a step-back three. That is certainly within her game. Tickle in the twine on the trifecta. Don't look now. It's back to single digits, Coach.
9 points. I tell you what, that between-the-leg step-back, you know, I've seen her all summer long in some 3x3 tournaments that we have been privy to, and as Chloe Whitrow says,
that's ice water.
Hold the change.
And then a steal, but unfortunately out of bounds. What a great opportunity.
Good read by Schwartz.
As Schwartz stepped up there and just ran out of real estate, was missing about 6 inches of real estate. Down underneath, trying to force the ball. And another unforced turnover for Bay City Central. At the other end, that is going to end up in an easy deuce as Schwartz comes up with another deuce, and it goes back to 13.
And a turnover and unforced. It was just a second, hold it ball for another second. You're going to have a better opportunity. Let her get her cuts through.
And again, Central looks like they're playing at about a 9 speed, and if they were playing at an 8 speed, they might be able to stop a couple of these turnovers.
Yeah, I think so. I get a little revved up, though. You start looking at the scoreboard, too, and now that starts playing into your mind. As Slocum looks to go to the basket, hesitates.
Boy, that's a great move, and that's going to be a Jacek foul. And, you know, fighting for a rebound with the score what it is, that's a foul that you'll probably forgive as a coach.
Yeah, you know, team foul number 6, though, with 6 minutes left. So after this, the Wolves will be in the 1-and-1.
It's only team 6. So they're going to bring it back. And
now Coach Snover's directing his girls. Let's put a little pressure. Let's not get too crazy. Again, it's just a little token. Just make them force the ball inbounds. And then you can run a couple of players.
What a great coast-to-coast slice down the lane and a kiss off the glass for the deuce. Campbell did it to perfection.
Now Coach Thunberg is employing his girls. Come up a little bit higher. Let's meet them.
Take some of that flex away is Jacek with a nice screen and Jacek underneath. And she's fouled on the play, and she'll go to the free throw line and shoot a pair with 5:36 left in the game.
A little P&R right to perfection.
Gotta love that pick and roll play. That's just something that withstands the test of time. No matter what kind of offense you're running, the pick and roll seems like it always works.
It can, but, you know, again, strong hands. I mean, it was a tough pass that they forced into Jacek there, but she had strong hands, and she didn't bring it down. She was going right up, using that momentum, trying to make something happen right away.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, she's got some softball prowess as well.
Oh, she is a softball superstar in the on the Bay County scene. Puts the lead back to 12 with just around 5.5 minutes left here in the 4th and final.
So Morse into the front court.
Keenan did pick up her 4th foul, and that could have.
As the ball is missed and Central with some pressure, they send that thing back and they'll come down the floor and set the offense up. Whitbrook looks like she ran out of real estate, and there's a little bump on the
arm bar. Yeah, she kind of arm barred her out of bounds. And
boy, and when you're that close to the baseline, Coach, I know you teach those girls to have your foot right on that line and take away the baseline.
Use it, utilize it. It's perfect. You know, it's what it's there for. You have an extra defender, as they're going to try to take a little time off here. We got 4 out, 1 in.
Wide open look for 3.
No thought and no doubt about Whitbrook's shot there.
Boy, that is something that comes out of the family archives there. That is some great shooting. As Central back down 15 now, just under 5 minutes left in regulation. T. Holmes able to gather that ball back in. And again, overplaying the right hand, making sure that they go left. And those are little things that sometimes go unnoticed. T. Holmes puts up a shot, can't get it to drop. One and done as the rebound comes down. Here comes Whitbrook, and she's flying down the floor. Just missed getting that to Jacek, but did a nice job because Keenan was standing there ready to take the charge
She
again.
was, but Campbell, nice job on the backside to contest the pass over to Jacek. But that was just straight speed right there.
Good
you just
hustle,
saw her go up.
Transition defense.
It's going to be a screen action out. Now you got a mismatch down low. They swing the ball back to that side. They don't want to switch it there. They don't want to switch it. You want to leave Schwartzel open. You don't want to leave Schwartz open.
There's another long ball, and Abby Keenan comes down with a rebound. But again, you did look at a nice look as Abby Keenan with a dish to Morse, and she has that ball knocked away as she's knocked down to the ground, and she'll go to the free throw line for 2. But nice penetration and a dish for Bay City Central.
It was great all across the board, and Whitbroad had everything going for her except for the finish. She wasn't able to land the finish without running Morse over.
Yeah, that contact's pretty noticeable.
Yeah. The swat was great, but you weren't focusing on the swat.
So Morse at the free throw line for the first of 2. Nice stroke. First one is all cotton. 1 free throw left.
4 minutes. 4 minutes and 3 seconds left. Down 14. Now still down 14. Should be.
Nope, that ball will go back over to Western because Jimmy Proteka said so.
Yes. And what Jimmy says, Jimmy gets.
And he's the man closest to the call. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout by Western. We'll be back in a moment on Bay County TV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs. The next minute's really big for Central to try and dent this 14-point deficit.
Well, that not giving up anything. They get a quick steal on the timeout that Coach Schnover called, but Coach Thunberg used the timeout to his advantage, employed a little press right there and forced a turnover, and now they're going back to the free throw line, which 2 great things. One, you're at the free throw line for free baskets, free points, and the other part is
no clock.
Stop. Absolutely.
So 3:55 left. First free throw's a little bit short. When her stroke is on too, her free throw's a little flatter than some of the ladies, but normally she shoots pretty well from the free throw line. Had a tough time tonight. Second one is good. Split of the 2 at the line. It's a 13-point lead now for the Western Warriors. And again, you can beat that press so much easier by passing the ball without dribbling, but after a couple of passes, they bring it up into the front court. Morse pressure 40 feet from the basket. A nice help switch defensively by Central ladies. But Western looks like they're going to move the ball out right now and look to take a little time off the clock.
You can hear the officials telling them to keep their hands off. They're going to say it's got to the point where you're going to have to make a call, and that's going to be team number 6 for Central. So now after this, the Warriors will be in the bonus, shooting some bonus ball.
Well, and when you are Bay City Central, as we're going to have a timeout, we'll hold the thought, and when we come back in a moment, we'll expound on it right here on Bay County TV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan, Jason Newsham. We've got Jim Davenport, new to the crew tonight, and going to be hearing a lot more about him in the future. Glad to have him on board. And under the watchful eye of Nick Page, who also produces and directs our show. As we're going to have an out of bounds. This is only team foul number 6, so nice catch there by Jason Andrzejewski. And the ball will be out of bounds for the Western Warriors.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was giving her some continuation on the baseline drive there, but going to look for Schwartz coming right in off the inbound. Campbell again with nice defensive knowledge and wherewithal to make the right play without fouling.
So Bay City Central gets that rebound, and again trying to split the defenders, shuffled the Tootsies.
It's a little interesting. You have your one shooter in Anderson. You got a scorer in Keenan. You got a scorer in Holmes on the bench right now, trying to use some of the bench right now to maybe put a little again trying to stop the Warriors right now to give them an opportunity to come into maybe a 9-point, 8-point game with maybe 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes.
Well, and this is good if you're Bay City Western, too. You're in a situation just under 3 minutes. You're up 13 points. You want to chew the clock up and look for a backdoor cut and a finish. And there's a little 3-footer, and it's not good, but 35 seconds come off the clock, and that ball goes out of bounds, and it's last touched by Moorset Central, and will go back over to the Western Lady Warriors.
Yeah, I think Campbell ended up being the last touch on that as Morris tried to save it. Slocum moved her hand out of the way, and unfortunately for Campbell being in the right position did not help her in that time.
So deep into the corner, a dangerous pass. And again, very nice idea by Whitbro. No easy basket there. Clock is our friend. Let's stick it out and see if we can take another chunk of time off. So Central now looks like if they don't get the turnover in a span of about 10-15 seconds of defense, they're going to be sending the Lady Warriors to the free throw line. Who did they get?
Number 2 for the Wolves, Serenity W. I think what ended up happening there was after Whitbrook made the pass, she was trying to set the screen, and a little too much contact by Serenity.
And again, she's turned into a very prolific goalie, as that was just too easy for Jacek. Using her strength, turning around, just powered the ball up for an easy deuce.
I think she was, again, looking for somebody else to be there. Then nobody was there, so. Nice take by the Wolves there, number 23. Well, they're not out of it yet as Kukla takes the ball, gets the rebound, and puts it back up and gets a foul called on Jacek there, so.
Well, that's when your shot goes up. You're the first person that's going to know where that shot miss is going to go. You get yourself in position, you get your body under control, you get it, you go right back up like a pogo stick and put it back in.
Mallory Robinson enters the game for the Wolves. Brooklyn Duranchek enters the game for the Wolves. Number 10, Emma Van Warmer enters the game for the Wolves, and Faith Hare enters the game for the Warriors.
With 2:04 left and the completion of the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Still in a 12-point game right now. Again, by no means are you out of this game. Get a stop and got some timeouts left.
Boy, and there's a shot that's going to go off the stanchion, and Coach Snover says, yep, that's a great look, but with our time scoring situation, you can get that look whenever you want it.
Yeah, just not with a minute 53 up 12 and not make it. If it's a shot that goes in, it's the greatest shot you've ever seen. So I've been told.
Yes. Never, as that ball's knocked out of bounds again.
Brianna forgot she's not playing volleyball. That was a heck of a spike right there. She put that ball down. That's why she's one of the premier volleyball players in the area playing for her mom.
People in the front row, beware. That ball was sizzling.
Her mom, an awesome athlete. Dad, an awesome athlete at Bay City Handy back in the day.
Looks like Van Warmer's going to pick up the foul, and that will send the Lady Warriors to the free throw line.
Yeah, still going to be 1-1 as it's only team foul number 8 at the moment for the Wolves as Coach Snover's going to bring some of his players off the bench. Let's give them a little bit of notice. Carrie Gilbert will enter the game. Number 31, Hallie Fallstick will re-enter the game. And it looks like we've got number 35, Kaylee Gransden.
So the 1-1. Shot is up and just a little bit strong. Bay City Central with the rebound. They get the ball to Morse, who's going to race the ball down the floor. Now she's going to look to finish. Has the ball under control with a kiss off the glass and the deuce.
Just under 90 seconds left. It's a 10-point game. And Van Warmer just a bit out of position there and tries to climb the back of Kaylee Gransden, and that'll put Gransden to the free throw line for
the last time at the 1-1.
So again, put him to the free throw line, get a miss here, come down the floor. You don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of time left. We've seen crazier things for sure.
Well, if this is a miss, Bay City Central certainly still in this ball game, as Gransden with the first of 2 free throws because of the make. And she'll settle back in for a second opportunity. Gransden takes 3 dribbles, bend to the knees, Little strong, but how about the shooter's roll? Sought through the cotton.
Turn the magnet on, boys.
It's again back to a 12-point game. Morse gets that ball.
Kukla pushed that ball out in front of her. That's going to be a 2-shot foul on Faith Hare, number 14 for the Warriors. That's going to be
team
two free
10.
throws. Team foul 10.
Yep.
2 free throws for Kukla, who just put one in on the 3-point play. As a little question of who made the call.
Foul call number 12, Brianna Beeman of Worcester. Her third, team 10. Central in the double bonus. Kukla at the line for 2.
So Kukla's going to have 2 at the free throw line. So you can relax knowing you've got a second. First one is up, and it's Cotton.
And now for the Warriors, number 22, Emma White.
As Central is ready to bring Shingalki into the game, as that's pending the second made free throw.
Emma Weitzel enters the game for the Warriors.
As they try and slide the ball around. And, yep, not quite getting there in time. Had the right idea, but just couldn't get the feet set in time.
Well, it's 11 points. Again, now it's going to be 2 shots for the Warriors. Kukla will pick up her second foul of the game. But at this point, both teams will be shooting 2. We went through a first quarter where there were very limited whistles, and we've made it through the fourth quarter in about an hour and a half.
That was then, and we are tickling an hour and a half right now. You are correct.
As we see in the background, the Bay City Western Warrior boys coming out to get their pregame ready. As minute 5 left, will allow them to hit the floor and get ready for their rivalry matchup with the Wolves.
As they're coming on down, Shingalki tried to dribble penetrate and send that ball over on the wing. Nothing there as the ball is turned over again. 50 ticks and counting left in our game. As Morse sends that ball back up top.
Van Warmer with it.
Van Warmer sends the ball out on the wing, and Shingalki trying to dribble penetrate, puts up the old-fashioned scoop shots, a little bit strong. She stays after it, though, and we are going to have a jump ball off the alternate possession.
Stays right here in the Bay City Central end.
33.8 ticks left in the ball game. 13-point lead for Western.
I love when kids go up and screen a spot when nobody's there and they just screen the spot. As Shingalki gets it blocked by Kelly Faith Hare.
As they bring the ball down the court. Shot comes up a little bit short. Morse loses the ball, and now it's like burp up a 3-ball. Double iron is not there. And Warmer gets the rebound. Here comes Morse down the floor with the final 10 seconds left. She's going strong to the hole. 3 pieces iron, can't get the rebound of her own. And the ball goes back over to Bay City Central. Good hustle by Morse.
Yeah, both sides of it. Western gotten some players right now with a little bit of playing time. They get a little excited when the ball's in their hand and they get a wide open shot. Certainly don't fault them for that. Clock is going.
And at this point, we just let them go. That's all there is.
There is no more.
Final score in our ball game, the Western Lady Warriors 48, Central Lady Wolves 35. Back to put the wraps on this one in just a moment on Bay County TV.
Thinking about high-quality education with highly qualified teachers and a wide variety of quality programs? Look no further than Bay City Public Schools.
There's wonderful teachers, wonderful educators, administrators. It's a great place to go to school.
We include everybody and we have a very diverse student base.
At Bay City Public Schools, the teachers are truly there to see the students succeed.
Bay City Public Schools, exceptional opportunities for all. Call us to enroll today, 989-686-9700.
Back here for the post-game show on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Jason Newsham. As we saw a ball game, again, all evened up in the first quarter, but I think the first quarter was a feeling out process, get rid of the nerves. After that, Western started to inch away.
Well, Western had a big second quarter, outscored them 17-9, gave them that 8-point cushion, but I think the real important thing from there is Central was never able to get back into it from that standpoint. You know, they'd get down by 14, they'd get it back down to 8, but it was really that 8-point cushion that Western allowed themselves to get in that second quarter that really started some things going for them. And, you know, Sports had a great second quarter. I thought all in all, they played really good basketball and didn't make a lot of mistakes, didn't make all their shots, didn't make a lot of their bunnies at the rim, but did a lot of nice things to give them that opportunity to keep putting the pressure on Central.
Schwartz in the second quarter, Whitbroad in the third quarter. Those two girls really kind of propelled Western to the win tonight.
Oh yeah, I think we're talking going back to our pregame. You know, we mentioned the same players that we expected to mention. We mentioned Whitbroad, we mentioned Yachuk, we mentioned Slocum, we mentioned Schwartz for Western. And then you turn around and you've still got Brianna David all over the floor, rebounding, spiking balls there in the fourth quarter, showing no lack of energy on her end. And I thought Holmes, we talked about Campbell, we talked about Keenan. You know, I think the one player that they would have really liked to have gotten off a little bit was Greer Anderson. She didn't have it necessarily tonight, but it doesn't mean that when they play in a couple of, about 2 months, that she won't be spot on, and they're going to be a big weapon for the Wolves moving forward.
It's got to be a little frustrating for Todd Thunberg because your team is getting the looks that it needs, but you've just got to find a way to drop those in the bottom of the hole.
Well, I mean, it's easy, you know, to say, and you know, people that are fans of basketball coaches, we don't have a lot of them as basketball coaches, because if the kids do something wrong, they miss a shot, they miss a free throw, they miss a layup, and you know, all of a sudden it's on us, and it's like, well, we didn't want them to miss it. We didn't tell them to, hey, don't make the next couple of layups. We just want to keep everybody excited on the edge of their seat. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to find a way to get over the hump, and I think he's got some really good personnel that will allow him that opportunity as they move forward into the season.
So another big win for Western as they pick up their third victory of the year. And another tough loss for Bay City Central. They just got to keep plugging.
Yeah, they do, and it's going back to the drawing board. I don't think you have to change a lot of things. Again, I don't think that they played a bad basketball game. They just had a spurt there in the second quarter and I thought in the third quarter, when Western looked like they were ready to take it away, got off to an 11-3 run, you know, they were able to battle back, hit the last 4 points of the quarter. So they did do some good things I think they can build off of. But again, for them, it's just getting over the mental hump, and it's just getting over the hump and allowing themselves to go out there and get a victory and then see how that victory transforms their confidence.
Well, it was a pleasure working alongside you. We got the first one in the books, and certainly looking forward to the second game.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to another great battle. You know, we've had some really good ones on the air in the last couple of years, and this game never disappoints me in terms of the intensity, the action, the crowds,
athleticism.
Yeah, we're going to see a little bit of everything tonight.
All right. On behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan along with Jason Newsom. Jim Davenport, welcome to the crew, big fella. You did a great job under the watchful eye of Nick Page. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.